Hi Dhanush,
Hello, sir.
can you introduce yourself to the board please?
Yes, sir. Sir, my name is Pula Dhanush, sir. I'm from Hyderabad. I did my Electronics and Communication Engineering graduation from Keshav Memorial Institute of Technology, sir. Post my graduation, I worked as an associate technical writer for 2.5 years, sir. Other than my academics, I have also been involved in volunteering for NGOs such as Friends of Snake Societies.
Okay. How long you be there with the Friends of Snake?
I have been associated since my college days, sir. Since my third year of my engineering, I have been with them, sir.
What attracted you to go towards the Friends of Snakes as an initiative?
Sir, snakes have always been a very misunderstood creature, sir.
Okay.
Like, whenever we see snakes, we are either afraid of them or we try to kill the snake.
Okay.
And I always found a sense of compassion towards these creatures which have been highly misunderstood, as they are like any other creatures. And I felt a strong urge to conserve them and protect them.
So how many snakes you have caught personally?
I have caught around 50 odd snakes.
50 odd snakes.
Yes.
Variants?
Sir, majorly cobras, rat snakes, checkered keelbacks, banded racers, and common sand boa. These are majority of my rescues, sir.
Asha, when you made a statement that generally there is a misconception related to snakes, can you just throw light on the role of a snake in environmental protection?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Snakes play an important role in our ecosystem, sir. When we consider the entire food chain and food web, they ensure that the rodent population and amphibian population is kept under control, and the entire ecosystem is balanced, sir.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
That's all?
Yes.
Asha. What about rodent control?
Yes, sir.
Rodent control?
They play a very important role, sir.
In the rodent control also?
Yes, sir.
Is there any similarity in the kind of snakes that we find in the Asian continent and the African continent?
Yes, sir. Definitely there is a very good similarity, sir. For example, the cobra species are pretty common. Even, for example, the Nile cobra, Egyptian cobra variant and Indian cobra variant. There are a lot of similarities, sir. Because India as a nation, a subcontinent, was part of Africa long a while ago, millions of years ago, and we have shifted away from that continent.
Okay.
There is a lot of similarities with the species, sir.
So there is a common gene pool.
To an extent, sir, we
To
could
an extent,
say.
there is
Yes,
a
sir.
common gene. Asha, any incident of a snake bite that led to fatality and you were involved in the process of rescue?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
And have you met any patient who was a victim of fatal victim of snake bite?
There was one incident, sir, where there was a fatality in our organization itself.
Okay.
I don't have any personal connect with that person, but we have one case.
You have heard about it,
Yes, sir.
but you were not physically present when this incident happened.
Yes, sir.
Anybody in your family other than you who are into this kind of a hobby?
No, sir. I am the only person.
You are the only one. How did your family receive it? Was there no hesitation from the family?
My family was skeptical in the initial while, sir, but I convinced them and showed that there is only with proper training that they will be allowing me to carry out rescue activities.
Okay.
And once they saw my confidence levels, and I was able to successfully convince them, sir.
So they were also witness to you being one of the rescuers? Did they observe you with their physical presence?
No, sir. Until now, I usually don't carry any of my friends or family members along with rescues.
Okay.
Usually I go alone for rescues.
Okay.
So they haven't been any witness to any
See,
of
is there any way to identify whether a snake is poisonous or non-poisonous? Is there any distinct features that a common man can identify whether a snake is poisonous or non-poisonous?
Sir, usually majority of snake bites, especially venomous snake bites, there are only 4 varieties, sir, in India. One is the spectacled cobra, Russell's viper, saw-scaled viper, and the common Indian krait, sir. If we are able to identify these 4 big 4 that we actually call them, then it will be very easy, sir, to distinguish between a venomous and non-venomous. But definitely, without any proper training or awareness, it's very difficult, sir.
Okay.
For example, there we have a species called Russell's viper, sir, which is very highly venomous, which has almost similar pattern with a non-venomous snake known as common sand boa, sir.
Yeah.
People usually get confused because in the night times or even when the sunlight is not properly shining on the snake, people might confuse a common sand boa for Russell's viper or vice versa, it makes it a much more difficult thing, sir.
So you had gone for interview last time also?
No, sir. This is my first
Your
interview.
first interview. How many attempts you have given in UPSC?
This is my third attempt, sir. Third mains and first interview, sir.
Third mains and
First interviews.
So all the attempts you have cleared prelims and mains also?
No, sir. No, sir.
Mains first time you have.
No, sir. I wrote mains 3 times, sir.
Okay.
This is my first interview, sir.
So cleared mains only once?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So Dhanush, you said exploring heritage and natural sites.
Yes.
Right? You might be knowing the Veerabhadra temple, Lepakshi.
Yes.
Who constructed it?
It was during the Vijayanagara period, ma'am. Majorly, commander of Vijayanagara, Aliya Ramaraya's commanders, ma'am. The local king or Mansabdar or the local head was involved in the construction, ma'am.
Do you know the name?
No, ma'am. I have
So can you tell me something about that temple?
Lep-
Architecture and
Yes. Lepakshi temple is basically the Vesara style of Vijayanagara architecture, ma'am. It involves both combination of temple architecture at the same time monolithic architecture, ma'am. For example, the monolithic bull statue or Nandi statue, which is quite popular. Along with it, we also have a linga statue with a serpent snake coming out from the linga, which is very popular, ma'am. Along with it, we also have a lot number of paintings, ma'am, that adore these
any
architects.
specific name to that painting?
They are known as Lepakshi painting, ma'am. They are mural paintings of Lepakshi, ma'am.
Fresco painting.
Yes, ma'am. Fresco.
Do you describe that painting? Can you?
Yes, ma'am. These paintings are one of the most colorful paintings, ma'am. One of the most impactful paintings of Vijayanagara architecture that are still now visible, ma'am. Majorly elements of Ramayana and Mahabharata and Puranas are the major themes for these paintings, ma'am.
How it is painted? I'm asking.
What is
What
the
is the material used for that painting?
Major natural elements have been used for those paintings, ma'am. Like there could be some paintings from leaves or turmeric or even some other kind of natural color elements are majorly being involved, ma'am.
So you said karate is your interest.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
may I know the difference between karate and judo?
Yes, ma'am. Karate is known as empty hand, ma'am. Majorly the movements involve striking movements, whereas judo majorly is grappling movements, where we have to grab the opponents and pull him to the ground to get the points in the sport, ma'am. Whereas karate is a striking sport where we jab them to receive the same points, ma'am.
So you have heard about Bilkis Banu's case, recent judgment.
Bilkis Banu? The recent Bilkis Banu case.
Sorry, sir. I have not.
You
Sir.
haven't.
You're not going through current affairs.
No, ma'am. I have been going through current affairs, but I guess this one I missed.
Okay.
So the truck drivers had gone for a strike.
Yes.
What was the reason?
The major reason was the new provisions in the BNS, sir, where there were strict provisions of hit and run of 10 years of punishment and other fines as well, sir. Increased
Is
penalties.
the agitation primarily on the year of punishment, or what was the primary concern of the AIMTC, All India Motor Transport Corporation? What was the primary concern?
So the major concern was if there was any case of hit and run and they had to report the case, there is a huge issue of the crowd or mob mobilizing and attacking them.
Good.
That was their major concern, sir.
So earlier there was an exception.
Yes.
If in case of a mob fury, the driver escapes fearing a mob fury, so he was exempted.
Yes.
So it was not deemed to be a culpable homicide.
Yes.
Understand?
Yes.
So that was the major thing, that exception has been removed in the new BNS.
Yes.
1062 when you talk about it. Okay?
Yes.
Good, good.
The culpable homicide term has come up. May I know the difference between murder and culpable homicide?
No, ma'am. I'm not.
Don't kill it.
Yeah. Okay, Dhanush, your option is geography. Yeah?
Yes.
So do you think any relevance between the geography and international relations?
Geography as in geopolitics, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the relevance of it?
Yes, sir. Geography plays a very key role, sir, in determining international relations. For example, sir, if we take the case of India's relations with Bhutan, sir, majorly our relations deal with hydroelectric power and forest products, sir. Whereas similarly, if we go to Bangladesh, we talk about trade terms in terms of navigable waterways, sir. This is how geography plays an important role in determining relations between countries.
So, do you like to go out of your comfort zone? If yes, can you explain any situation where you went out of comfort zone?
Yes, sir.
Any activity or any situation in
Yes.
your life?
Yes, sir. My comfort zone, sir. I was majorly involved in All India Tiger Census activities, sir, during 2022 as well, where I went to Amrabad Forest, sir. I was part of a 5-day. I had to be inside forest without any connect with the modern daily life, and living among the tribal communities, Chenchu tribal communities, sir. That was a major activity where I went completely out of my comfort zone of urban life, sir.
Do you have any regional biasness in terms of, in terms of choosing your profession, choosing your work life? Do you have any regional biasness, or you are okay anywhere in India?
I'm okay anywhere in India, sir.
So then what's the reason behind putting first preference in Telangana?
Sir, Telangana has been my home state, sir.
Okay.
And that's one reason why I have chosen Telangana, sir. But other than that, there is no other reason why I'm preferring Telangana over other states.
So, and the second thing is, what is the reason behind your second preference into oil services and revenue services rather than foreign services? Is there any reason for that?
No, sir. There is no specific reason, sir.
Okay.
The major reason why I did not choose IPS, sir, was regarding medical health reasons, sir.
What about IFS? I have pronounced the words.
Yes.
IFS I'm talking about.
IFS, I wanted to majorly, there are two ways of serving the nation, sir. I definitely feel IFS is an important service where currently India is set to become, with the goal of Prime Minister, we are set to become the most developed country, sir, by 2047. And diplomacy also plays a major role in ensuring the country reaches those targets. But I wanted to be in my country while I do the same, sir, serve the country.
Okay. So, what is your take on that? People generally says that power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. So, what's your take on that?
To an extent, I believe on it, sir, that absolute power corrupts absolutely, sir.
How can you check that absolute power?
There have to be proper checks and balances, sir. For example, we have in our system, we have the 3 checks of accountability, where bureaucrats are accountable to their political masters, and the political masters are finally accountable to the people themselves. The 3 levels of accountability ensures that absolute power is not given to any single person.
So, in these days, a lot of criticism is happening on collegium system. So, what's your view on that?
Sir, I believe that there is some kind of opaqueness within the collegium system.
It's there.
Yes, within the appointment process, I believe that there is some kind of opaqueness, sir.
Okay.
But at the same time, I believe harsh criticism is not a right way to go, sir. While judicial independence must be supported, sir.
What do you mean harsh criticism?
Harsh criticism, as in the previous law minister, Rijiju ji, used to constantly call out judiciary in any platform that was available. We saw him calling out Collegium as a very corrupt, as a not a good organization at every chance that the minister got. That was one thing that I observed, sir.
Okay.
Probably that got him removed.
I'm not so sure on that, sir.
Which government policy in recent days you like pretty much? Which caught your attention?
Sir, the one district, one product scheme was one thing that caught my attention, sir.
Okay, why?
Sir, the idea of mobilizing our resources into a single product and better utilizing them and improving our trade is one thing that I felt was a very good initiative, sir.
Okay. So you said that in your job description, technical writer. So what does it mean? Can you elaborate that? What is a technical writer? What is your job description?
Sir, technical writing is majorly about documentation, sir. We document a product in software with respect to its features, how it is being used and how it is supposed to be used, the guidelines and the all installation regarding detail. Every detail regarding the product is being documented, sir, and we are responsible for that, sir.
Okay. So then, do you cover this writing about patent and patent information? That also covered under your job or
No,
different
sir.
section?
No, sir. That is not part
So
of
you
me.
mainly deals with user manuals
Yes, sir.
of the particular product.
Yes.
Okay.
Dhanush, again, I would like to continue on your. You have a very interesting hobby, right? Catching snakes. You said it's a misunderstood animal. It is the country where snakes are worshipped. How can you say that they are misunderstood?
Yes, sir. Snakes are worshipped in various forms, sir, especially in our country. But at the same time, the immediate response of any human being towards snake is that I have noticed on ground is either being afraid or getting panicked or either trying to kill the snake, sir.
So, like,
So there is a dichotomy.
Yes, sir.
so why do you think Indians have started? This snake worship is seen mainly in India, right?
No, sir. We see this snake worship even other societies, ancient societies, sir. For example, the Greek symbolism of Greek staff, rod of Asclepius, has a snake wounded around the rod, sir. This snake worship used to exist in other forms of societies as well, sir, and was not just not limited to India, sir.
Majorly,
Yes.
it is in India. Okay, I agree with you. But why do you think people have started worshipping snakes? Be it in other cultures or be it in India?
Snakes, especially in India, sir, with respect, major snake worship is surrounding cobra, sir. Cobra has a unique features of its hood being displayed. At the same time, the idea of a venom, sir. I guess this was something surprising to our ancestors of how it used to work, as any snake bite could get a man killed. The idea of fear towards snakes might have translated to devotion is what is my take on snake worships.
Okay. So next, what can we learn from snakes?
Learning from snakes. Can I take a moment?
Yeah, please.
There is one very unique quality about a snake.
Sir, one thing that I know it constantly sheds its skin, sir. It keeps on evolving over the course of time. I guess something that we can learn from the snake is shedding our bad habits and bad values, and while we go through our lives is one thing that is my take on.
Okay, fair enough.
So you love to conserve the environment. So imagine yourself as a district administrator and you had a proposal. An industry is coming up which promises an economic growth, but at the same time it is affecting the nearby wildlife sanctuary. How will you manage to balance the need of economic development and the conservation of the environment?
Ma'am, majorly before getting that project done, economic project being developed, I would focus on environmental impact assessment, ma'am. A thorough environmental impact assessment would be carried out to ensure that both the developmental needs and at the same time the environmental needs are being balanced, ma'am.
The local community is also divided in their opinion. How will you manage the local community, environmentalists and the stakeholders?
Yes. In this case, ma'am, I would take the support of the Gram Sabhas or Gram Panchayats and organize sufficient meetings and awareness programs, ma'am, to make them realize the economic benefits. And at the same time, I would also make them aware of the steps that the government is taking in collaboration with the private stakeholders to protect the environment, ma'am. So that we are going for a balanced kind of a development. When once the villagers or the local people are made to realize this, they'll definitely support, ma'am, and that's the way I'll be going ahead.
So, if you posted in Telangana, what that one particular change you want to bring in?
With respect to
Anything?
Be anything.
anything. One major change would be, ma'am, the idea of the level of digitalization. I feel that it's not up to the mark, ma'am, even. I would promote rapid level of digitalization and internet penetration even in village levels, ma'am, so that all the facilities that we urban citizens are enjoying, even the rural people will be able to enjoy.
Have you ever visited a government school?
Yes, sir.
Which school?
Munda Market government schools.
What did you observe?
The quality of teaching was subpar, sir.
Subpar.
Yes.
How about infrastructure?
Infrastructure, the classroom wise they were fine, sir, but the bathroom facilities were not good, sir.
Not good or atrocious?
As far as I can say, sir, not good, sir.
Not
They were there, the facilities, the water facilities were there, but they are not being properly maintained is what I felt.
Okay. Achha, in one of the answers you mentioned, we want to become a developed nation by 2047.
Yes.
Do you know what is the PPP minimum requirement for a developed nation? PPP?
Yes, sir.
Understand?
Can
In
I?
dollars?
Yes. Can I take some guess, sir?
Yeah, World Bank
Yes.
standard. Yes.
Somewhere about $10,000.
12,000.
Yes.
Where are we now?
Currently we are on $2,500.
Less than that.
Yes.
we need a 500% growth. If by 2047 we have to become a developed nation.
Yes, sir.
Do you think we are on the path?
Sir, the policies and everything is definitely on path, sir. But
What is the
it,
rate of growth now?
it's currently around 7 to 8% growth we are observing, sir.
So what is the difference between 500 and 7?
It's pretty high, sir.
Then can we achieve that?
Yes, sir. Definitely we can achieve it, sir.
How?
Sir, with our demographic dividend, sir, the coming 25 years are going to be very important, sir. And consistent growth, sir, we have seen many countries, economies such as South Korea and even the East Asian economies.
You mean to say that the world will watch silently your growth? Will they not do anything to stop or pull back your growth? Do you think the world is an equal place to survive?
Yes, sir. Definitely there will be some elements where India will be made to pull back its commitments or whatever policies that is being undertaken.
Can you guess any clue how the world will try to pull you back?
Yes. One thing is raising the non-tariff barriers, sir, protectionist policies.
Take up next.
The second one would be finance related issues, sir, with respect to World Bank or IMF and other international organizations. Finance, they could limit the amount of international finance that is available.
Thucydides trap.
No, sir.
Thucydides trap. Presently, China and America are in the phase of Thucydides trap, where the new rising power is trying to question the authority of the existing power.
No, sir.
Revise that. Take it. Achha, one more. Because from your DAP, I see you are into a lot of physical activities and all. Do you think it is right to introduce conscription in India on the lines of Israel? You know what is conscription?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is conscription?
Military service.
Military service.
Yes.
For the able-bodied youth.
Yes.
Right. Do you think it should be done in India?
No, sir. I don't believe military service or militarily we need to be pushing people into the military cadre.
Okay.
Only by the people need to have the strong values as well, sir. Military should not be imposed. The military values require voluntary commitment, sir, for it to work strongly.
What are the values that the youth is lacking today?
I believe the major values, sir, is lack of discipline, sir.
What does the army teach?
The same disciplines.
So why are you not wanting somebody to teach you discipline?
Yes, sir. But I believe other than discipline, there need to be a voluntary level of commitment towards the discipline, sir.
Why? You should always be ready to serve your country when need comes.
Yes, sir. But military is an organization where you can't, where there is very less scope of mistakes, sir.
Okay.
If
They
there
won't
is
kill
any-
you. They won't kill you for mistake for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But there still, without a strong level of commitment towards your nation, if you are being made to serve just because you have to serve, I guess that is not the right way to go about it, sir.
Okay.
You need strong levels of patriotism and trust in while serving militaries.
You have geography as your option, right?
Yes.
You have geography as your option. Can you, in a nutshell, tell me how geography shaped your history in the past?
My histories.
In the country?
In the country's history.
Yeah.
Can I take a few moments?
Yeah, please.
Sir, with respect to geography, sir,
Hmm.
especially if we see the Northeast as a region,
Hmm.
the major demarcations of thick forests and the entire region, we haven't been able to culturally integrate Northeast into the mainland subcontinent culture, sir.
Okay.
Geographical factors such as geographical isolation has played a key part, sir.
But
And-
there is no major geographical feature like Himalayas. We have Himalayas between India and Tibet. But Buddhism went, Buddhism flourished.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But the forest, there were no major cities or forests available in this region, sir. No major great civilization flourished in this region, sir.
Our home kingdom is one of the greatest. We fought Mughals 17 times successfully.
Yes, sir.
How can you make such statement?
But still, that is limited to the Brahmaputra plains region, sir.
Okay.
Immediately as we shift to the hilly parts of the country, there again we observe the same things
What
of
is the West? What about the West?
the western region of our country, sir.
Yeah.
Western region of our country, the culture has been almost similar, sir, because there is no major geographical features that's stopping, sir. The Thar Desert is present, but at the same time, I believe the mainstream culture, the present in the subcontinent or the major parts of the main northern part of the country are present there as well, sir.
Do you think countries become prisoners of their geography? States become prisoners of their geography? What is your take on it?
Earlier times, yes, you could say that, sir, but in the current globalized world, I don't think that's any more possible, sir.
Why not? Now Ukraine and Russia is happening. Why do you think that is happening? Is it not because of geography?
Geography is a reason, sir, but at the same time, we see Ukraine receiving a lot of support from the West, which is far, far away from the Ukraine. So we can't say that countries are prisoners of their geography anymore, sir.
Okay. Your parents are from Kadapa and Anantapur, right?
Yes.
Rayalaseema.
You know, one of the qualities that we can learn from snakes is withdrawal.
Yes.
You will never see a snake that has died a natural death. It has a tendency to withdraw. It will fast unto death in a place that it cannot be reached. That's the reason why it has been given a name of mystic. The mysticism comes from the dimension of its natural death cannot be observed by humans. That's one thing that we need to learn from snakes, because people tend to hang on to worldly pleasures even on their deathbed. That is one quality that we can learn from snakes. Achha, now that you participated in a tiger census as well, in a country where tigers flourished, why cheetahs perished?
Sir, the major reason why cheetahs perished were indiscriminate hunting, sir. Beginning from our colonial period of Britishers as well as our local.
Hunting happened for tigers also.
Yes, sir. But tigers were major. The major focus on cheetahs were being using as pets as well, sir. Not just focusing on just hunting. They were used as hunting dogs as well to an extent, where they were domesticated and hunted down, sir. Both happened simultaneously, and as the grasslands ecosystem in India is limited to a certain region, this happened
you
at
heard
a.
about Jim Corbett?
Yes, sir.
How did this name come?
He was both an important hunter, sir. At the same time, he was a famous conservationist, sir, who was involved in conservation efforts in that particular region of Uttarakhand, where the current Jim Corbett National Park is situated.
He is from which country?
I'm not so sure.
What is the story?
No, sir. I don't have.
How that place got the name of Jim Corbett?
No, sir. I don't have an idea, sir. Sorry. Sir.
Achha, I see in your DAP, you work for UNI,
Yes.
a very big NGO,
Yes.
right? What is the motto of UNI?
Sorry, sir. I'm not able to recollect.
Can you give me the structure of UNI?
Sir, UNI was majorly
Which country?
India only, sir.
India only.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It was from a Bangalore software company owner called Ajit. He was involved in building this organization, sir. Starting from scratch of volunteers. Starting from Bangalore, it has now spread to major areas around India, sir, where people are being recruited and made to teach at local government schools.
Your hobbies are very unlike your generation. You do not sync with the time period that you were born. Most of the people write gadgets as their hobbies or something in technical or something. But your hobbies are very unique. What brought this change in your personality? Like, was it some exposure or family background?
No, sir. The major reason I followed my heart, sir. I followed my heart with respect to my hobbies and passion as well, sir.
Okay.
Instead of limiting myself, I took a risk, sir, at every stage. Even with respect to snakes, people might have just left snakes by just viewing in the Nat Geo channel. Well, I went a step further, sir, where I involved myself with an organization that's present in Hyderabad and worked with them as well, sir.
You wrote one of your hobbies as exploring heritage and nature sites,
Yes.
right? What ails our heritage sites? What is the biggest ailment seen in our heritage site?
Sir,
From a common man's perspective, what you feel ails our heritage site?
sir, major thing is there is lack of proper conservation efforts being carried out, sir.
Why?
The government as well as civil society support is also lacking, sir.
Okay.
With respect to government, sir, we have many of our heritage sites which are very old, sir, which have been existing since pretty long, but not proper conservation methods or techniques are being employed.
How about the people at large? Why always blame the government or the civil society? Why not the people? We have a tendency, if we can steal a brick, we will not hesitate, no matter where it belongs to.
Yes, sir.
What's your take on it?
Definitely, sir, you are right, sir. People are also important stakeholders when it comes to conserving our heritage sites, sir. And I guess it requires all the three, the government, civil society and the private organizations along with the general public to come together for conserving our heritage, sir.
I said recently, now in couple of days, we will be inaugurating our Ram Mandir.
Yes.
What's your take on it?
Ram Mandir is an important aspiration, sir, of majority community.
What happened in 92?
Sir, demolition of the Babri Masjid happened, sir.
Okay.
And the same time, the Place of Worship Act was also introduced post the demolition
Okay.
to ensure that such a thing does not happen again, sir.
Okay. Then did it bring any change? Don't you think the government is playing with the rule book to bring a change of its choice?
No, sir.
No.
As of now, no, sir. The Place of Worship Act remains intact, sir. There has been no change to Place of Worship Act. The petition.
How can you convert a masjid into a temple again? On what grounds?
Sorry, sir, I don't have any clear idea of
Thoda
what are
research.
the. Yes.
Thoda research करो उसकी. Take
Yes.
it.
Nowadays, a lot of ultra-nationalist leaders are emerging across the globe. What's the reason behind that?
Sir, the major tendency of ultranationalist leaders to emerge, sir, is the dissatisfaction of the common public with the liberal government, sir, which have been as they have not kept up to their promises, sir. And I believe it is not. I believe that it is not just some localized phenomena, but a global phenomena around the world, where ultranational leaders are using this and coming to power, sir. But at the same time, sir, we are also observing this phenomena even across the left end of the spectrum, sir. For example, South America, there has been this idea of pink revolution where leftist governments are coming to power. The same idea of the right-wing governments not being able to deliver the promises or the issues continuing to persist and they have not been able to bring any reforms or change are leading to the downfall of such governments.
Okay. Then why there are a lot of like civil wars are happening in Africa and Asia, but we are not seeing that in Europe. What might be the reason for that?
The same thing, sir, where the leaders are becoming much more autocratic, sir. The democratic policies or institutions are not working properly. We are observing military taking over the governments, and that too which is happening with public support, sir. As people have lost their faith in the democratic process and the institutions, and that is leading to military taking over the governments.
And one more thing is, do you think the minimum support price must be given the statutory backup? What's your take on that? Farmers protested here. So, what's your opinion on that?
Sir, I believe minimum support price is an important policy, sir. But at the same time, I believe that there is some kind of reforms that are necessary to make it much more effective, sir.
I mean, which will be effective? Giving statutory status or not giving statutory status?
Sir, I believe statutory status is not required for minimum support price, sir. It is not at all necessary, sir.
Okay.
The major reason that I justify, sir, we need to empower our farmers such that they don't require any kind of support price, sir. If we provide an actual legislation or a clear provision in our policies that we are going to provide a minimum set of price, it's definitely going to burden the government, sir. And we are also seeing its detrimental impacts where we see large scale production of wheat and paddy while other crops are also being neglected.
Okay, so then that is the case, you can increase the minimum support price for other crops and you can encourage them.
Yes, sir. But demand is also an important factor, sir.
Okay,
And government can only procure to certain extent, sir.
okay,
As we see, government is not procuring even though it is providing MSP, very less number of farmers actually sell it in terms of MSP, sir. But still that is becoming a big headache for the government with respect to procuring and paying them, sir.
and one more thing is, nowadays for last 10 years or so, lot of organizations, insurgent groups in Northeast, they are coming into peace with government. What might be the reason for that? Recently ULFA talks,
Yes.
okay, happened. So what might be the reason for that?
Sir, the major reason is a strong and stable governance is a major key over here, sir. Where the present governments have been able to establish a strong security situation, and at the same time they have not neglected the development of that region, sir. And due to this, people are strongly now moving in favor of the government, sir, instead of the insurgent groups, and they are not able to attract the same people that they used to earlier, sir. And that is leading to them to come back to the mainstream, as majority of the people's needs are now being met by governments.
So one more thing, do you think, if that is a development is the case, why the Khalistani movement and supporting things still it is going on? Recently we have some tensions between India and Canada. So what might be the reason behind that?
Sir, with respect to Khalistani movement, sir, it is majorly not an Indian movement, sir.
Okay.
It is majorly limited to Canada and the outsider nations, sir. I don't believe there is any strong level of local support for the Khalistani movement as of now, sir.
Okay.
It never had.
Yes.
Achha, I see one very good, I won't use the word unique, I will use the word good. Your father's annual income is 4 lakhs, your mother's annual income is 19 lakhs. Did you see any change in the social structures at home as a result of this?
No, sir. I have not seen any major shift in social structure. My mother and father balance each other out, sir. With respect to finances or responsibilities, they are always being ensured that no one gets too much of burden and stressed out, sir.
Okay. Who is more demanding, dad or mom?
No, sir. Both are demanding, sir.
Both are demanding.
Yes.
So you've been a victim of both demands.
Then how do you manage to convince them to get out of the job and prepare for UPSC?
They are pretty understanding as well, ma'am. Even though they are demanding, they demand my discipline. They demand a complete passion from me, man. When I'm pursuing something, and I was able to successfully convince them that UPSC is my calling, and thus I was able to.
If I make a thumbnail, snake catcher becomes an IS officer.
Yes,
How do you take it?
I would take it with pride, sir.
Right. Good. Excellent.
What are your views on UCC?
UCC, sir. Sir, I believe UCC or Uniform Civil Code is an important step for our national integration, sir. But I believe that it must be done with bringing all the stakeholders together and with a common consensus-based approach is where we must go with UCC, sir.
Is it possible to get everyone onto the board?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I believe it's possible, sir. The only thing that we need is positive politics, sir. Where people are keen to unite people, not divide people.
You use the word positive politics.
Yes.
Give any historical example of positive politics.
Can I take a few moments?
World perspective, not India.
You can now.
Sir, when we consider the example of our India's role in North and South Korea's issue, where we involved, instead of further, as the crisis was escalating, our first Prime Minister played an important role in that case, where India as a whole played an important role in calming the tensions and ensuring a ceasefire kind of a procedure, sir.
But there was a interest also. It was not an altruistic effort. There were some reflections that would have had on your soil.
Yes.
In international relations, it is primarily the national interest that comes into the forefront. than any individual opinion or any view.
Yes.
Okay, that's why. Positive politics may not go together.
Yes.
The word politics is all about being, doing everything to capture power in some or the other way. Power aspirations is the bottom line of
Politics.
Though the intention may be to bring a positive change, but there cannot be an occasion of positive politics. Okay? At least in the contemporary times. During Plato and all, yes. So one last question from my side. You've been struggling with UPSC for 2021. You wrote your first attempt, so maybe you would have started a little earlier preparation.
Yes.
So 2019, can I guess it?
Yes, sir.
19.
Yes, sir.
So 2019, 2024, 5 years cycle.
Yes.
5 years you have not done any PG course also.
No, sir.
So it's completely behind UPSC.
No, sir. Actually, I was working until
But
2021.
the preparation was on while working also?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Parallelly you were working.
Yes, sir.
Right. And you were my classroom student somewhere?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now tell me, when you completed your education for UPSC in 2019, why it took so much time to reach at this stage of UPSC?
Sir, post my graduation, I was involved. I worked as an associate technical writer, sir, for 2.5 years, and this was the period where majorly I was balancing both my work at the same time I was constantly in study mode for UPSC, sir.
Okay.
Post my job when I left it in 2021, it's been 3 years, sir.
So you can say last 3 years were concerted efforts
Yes.
towards UPSC. What would be your message to future aspirants?
My message with respect to UPSC preparations. Sir, my message would be plan properly, sir.
Okay.
Plan properly by taking into account all your conditions, your financial conditions, your emotional support, which I believe are keen to win in this race of UPSC, sir.
Okay. So one has to think 3, 4, 5 years down the line when somebody thinks of UPSC.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Whether
Danu.
it is 3 years or 5 years, I always believe that UPSC preparation will teach you many things in life. What is that change you've seen in yourself in these 5 years of journey?
In myself, ma'am, the major change that I observed was my broadened outlook towards life, ma'am. Earlier, I used to view most of the things, be it government policies or people's reactions, in a very narrow outlook, ma'am.
In your personal life?
In my personal life, ma'am.
Any personality trait of yours saw a change
Yes.
in the process of preparation?
One thing would be my outlook towards women, ma'am, was a major thing that changed. I would not say I was a misogynistic person or a bad person per se, but UPSC as a process changed my views towards women, as the women issues are a very important part of UPSC journey. I guess it broadened my outlook and I could view in other gender dimension much more clearly and understand their views and concerns better, ma'am.
So, do you think India is a male dominant nation?
Yes, ma'am, it is a patriarchal.
How will you upbring your children to tackle this?
It will involve a lot of steps, ma'am. Starting from young age, as from they are born, proper care needs to be taken based on their own gender profile, ma'am. I mean, I can't differentiate clearly between male and female, but at the same time, I need to take into their considerations of their issues at the same time, ma'am.
And that's what you're saying, that this is a male dominant nation, right? What will you tell them in the upbringing process? How will you teach them?
Teaching them, ma'am, with respect to how to behave in the society. The way I would go about is, ma'am, having them.
So you think that India is a male dominant society?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
The major reason, not just India is, it's not just limited to India, ma'am. The dominant, it's
women, right?
yeah, the idea of discrimination.
What are issues you have seen in your personal life that discriminating women?
The issues that I have seen, ma'am, in my personal life that discriminate women. The major issue with respect to would be my own grandfather's treatment of my mother, ma'am, with respect to responsibilities or working or even the age of marriage for women were majorly.
Your mother earns more than your father.
Yes, ma'am. But at the earlier point of time when she was in the beginning of her journey, of whether she could take a particular job or whether she.
At the time of marriage, she is doing some job or.
Yes, ma'am. Even before marriage, my grandfather, like how he went about select which kind of job that she could do or she could not do. I guess that played an important role in a paternalistic role, ma'am, of my grandfather is something that I
Have you
observed.
done anything to change the dimension of your grandfather? Have you spoke to him in this dimension?
Yeah, ma'am, but he recently passed away. So I believe that those paternalistic attitudes are also slowing passing away in our society as
If
we
you are
move forward.
gifted with a son, teach him to keep shut. That's the bottom line. Teach him to keep his mouth shut when not needed to.
Sure.
He will live in peace.
Sure.
And in turn, you will also live in peace.
Sure.
Okay? Yeah. Good. Congrats, Dhanush. It was an excellent show. I'm sure the board will agree with me on this. Right? Trust me, you are a very strong candidate. Your DAF is strong. Your approach to answering is very, very, aligned. You're a balanced person. It is visible in your body language also. The modesty in your personality is also reflective in your personality. I'm only worried about certain shades of current affairs that you need to brush up. Being unaware of Bilkis Bano case may not be taken very positively. Okay? So try and not leave any end unattended. Okay? We did not touch upon geography much.
Also, since your optional is geography, sir had asked a question. What is the impact of geography on history? You should be able to answer those questions.
Many. Wherever anything happened, it is primarily the geography that decides what will happen and what will not happen. Okay? You have read this book, The Curse of Geography?
Prisoners of
The
geography.
Prisoners of Geography.
No, sir.
Read that.
Read that.
Okay.
Beautifully written book. Okay? It lot of dimensions, because with geography, environment and ecology dimensions will also open up for questioning in the board. Prepare that dimension also. Okay?
Sure.
I'm sure you'll do well, trust me. I'm sure you'll do exceptionally well. But the point is not to leave any end loose.
Sure.
Because the moment the board sees your DAF is strong, they'll take you outside the DAF.
Okay.
So they'll try to test your extraneous knowledge because they don't want you to feel confident during the interview. That's the idea.
Okay.
So you should be ready with extraneous awareness also.
Okay.
Cover geopolitics well.
Okay.
Geopolitics is very important shade. You made a statement with respect to Bhutan.
Yes.
Take care. Our template in Bhutan is not trade. Our template in Bhutan is security.
Security.
It is not trade.
Yes.
Because we don't intend to trade with Bhutan. We intend to secure Bhutan. That's the reason why there is a difference of approach in international relations with Bhutan and Bangladesh.
Yes.
So those dimensions. That's
Yes.
the only country where your international relations template is net security provider.
Yes.
Take care. But when it comes to Afghanistan, we are developmental partners.
Yes.
But we are not security providers there.
Yes.
So we have not been so anywhere else other than Bhutan. Maldives is in news. Lot of issues happening in Maldives. So you should know in and out of the history of Maldives, what is going wrong, what could be the way out, all these dimensions.
Sure.
Your hero is walking along Lakshadweep Islands. Take care, making a fuss out of things. Take care. So how these things can be, avoided, just to try to understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
Thoda is perspectives पे develop. I'm sure God willing, if you have done well in your mains, I'll prepare that thumbnail. A snake catcher becomes an ISO.
Sure.
Okay?
Sure.
So please share some of the photographs which you would have taken.
Yeah, sure.
Catching a snake, I'll use it as a thumbnail.
Sure.
Okay?
Sure.
Good. God bless.
Thank you.
Stay blessed. Okay?
All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.